I was addicted to video games for 15 years. It started when I was 12 and didn't stop until I was about 27 years old. And during that time, I averaged about 3 hours of gaming per day, every single day. Some days it would be lower and some days it would be higher, sometimes even as long as 12 to 15 hours per day. And that means over the course of those 15 years, I played over 16,000 hours of video games. That is an insane amount of time now that I think about it, and I have absolutely nothing to show for it. And I know for a fact that I'm not the only one who's experienced this. Almost 10% of American youth between the ages of 8 and 18 are pathologically addicted to video games. And that statistic increases by up to 4 times for people who have ADHD, depression, or anxiety. This guy. I can almost guarantee that you either are or know someone who is addicted to video games. I certainly was. And now that I've been clean from video games for about 3 years, I think I can speak to both sides of the coin. Now, some people can have a healthy relationship with video games. Casuals. But not me. And if you consider yourself to be a gamer and think you might have a problem, then this video is for you. Today I want to talk about how video games are keeping you stuck in your life, ruining your relationships, and making your depression and anxiety way worse than they need to be. I'll also be talking about how I got over this addiction and how you can too. So stick around to the end of the video if you want to make an actual change in your life. Okay. First things first, I want to address the good in video games because I do love them and they have had an incredibly positive impact at certain points in my own life. When I was a young boy, I was socially anxious, introverted, and incredibly shy. I struggled a lot to make friends and I didn't really play any team sports. I spent a lot of time feeling very isolated. And I think that the most beautiful thing about video games is their ability to bring people together. People who normally would have never interacted in real life can magically be brought together just by playing a game together. Queuing up every night, hanging out in lobbies, and playing into the wee hours of the morning. Some of my lifelong and closest friendships have come out of these experiences. And if you play a lot of video games, I know that you can relate. I'm very grateful for all of the good that video games have brought to my life. And so to commemorate that, I found a bunch of old Call of Duty clips on my hard drive and put them together for you to enjoy.
Run him the f over.
Down one.
Coming in from the store, right side, 330.
Down 2.
Jesus.
Oh, I got 3 of them.
He's still in the gas. He's behind that wall where I was. One guy there. Nice. 1v2?
Yeah, it's
Guns.
Oh my.
No. Yo. That's crazy. Yo.
Oh, dirty, bro. Did you see that? Dude.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, this guy's where we were. Oh, I hit him. Bro, oh, I downed him. Dude.
You're fucking sick now, dude.
I'm so angry. I would be so mad. Oh my god. Alright, I'll
Those
go
guys.
buy you.
Right there.
Oh, miss the locking. Are you kidding me, bro?
Right on top of the titties. I think he just dipped, bro.
Oh my god, he's here. Holy shit. Did he really not kill me?
Ooh! Yo, who are you?
Bro.
RPG coming up.
Watching all of those clips back gives me a lot of nostalgia. And I hope it gives you the impression that I'm not just some guy who doesn't know what I'm talking about. Like, I am you, okay? I'm not here to give you a hard time for playing video games just like your parents did. That being said, I think it's time we shift gears and start talking about the harmful impacts of video games and how they're hurting you in the long run. Now, I think it's pretty obvious that video games are meant to be addicting. They're super fast-paced, action-packed, very fun, and of course, have got a lot of hypersexualized female characters. What happens when you play a lot of video games is that they hijack your brain's reward circuits, your dopaminergic system, exactly like fast food, sugar, social media, and porn. It starts to desensitize you and condition you into needing more and more stimulation just to feel normal. And if you have pre-existing conditions like ADHD or depression, your dopaminergic system is already compromised. And so this overstimulation effect is so much more amplified for you. And that's why these types of people are so much more susceptible to an already highly addictive product. This leads me to my second point, which is what addictions are really about. And speaking as someone who has a highly addictive personality and has been addicted to many substances in my life, and what I've learned through my experiences is that fundamentally, at its root, addiction is more to do about emotional regulation and coping than it is to do with the underlying substance itself. And addiction always works in a cycle where you feel stress and anxiety about something, and so you use to feel better, and then you feel shame and guilt about using, and so you feel more stress and anxiety, and so you continue to use, and it goes on and on and on. And so the fast-paced, overstimulating nature of video games makes the real world feel mundane and boring. And you have all these stresses and anxieties and traumas, and so you use video games to escape. I mean, it literally transports you to a different world, one that operates under different rules than the real world. And those rules make sense to you, and they're easier to operate within than the rules of the real world. And so you continue to use video games as an escape for whatever problems you have in the real world. And so why is it that there seems to be a link between people who are addicted to video games and people who feel stuck in their life, or people who are going nowhere? Now, this is where it's going to get real personal and probably a little bit uncomfortable if you feel like I'm describing you. But we'll get through this together, and I'll try to take you out to the other side, because at the end of this video, I'll talk about how I got over my addiction and the steps that you can take to get over yours. I think that the insidious thing about video games is that at their core, their one objective is to keep you playing as long as possible. And the best way that they can do that is by offering you rewards and achievements just for playing the game. Leveling up, loot crates, objectives, trophies, all of these things are giving you a sense of accomplishment whenever you're achieving them in the video game. And let's face it, some of these in-game achievements are actually really, really difficult to accomplish. You really got to grind it out to get there. And it's this process of grinding and then getting rewarded for it, which is tricking your brain into thinking that you've actually achieved something. And I know exactly how satisfying it is to unlock new things in a game, to level up, to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. And not only that, they make it very, very clear as to how to achieve that next objective with things like experience or progress bars. The path is so clearly laid out for you, and it's so fun to achieve those objectives that it really tricks your brain into thinking that you've done something, and you feel very satisfied and pleased with yourself whenever you do achieve whatever it is you were grinding for. And so it's giving you this false sense of security by making you feel good about yourself. You become okay with maybe getting bad grades, or you're okay with gaining weight, or you're okay with being in your dead-end job, because you're feeding your brain's need for progress and achievement through the video game, not your real life, right? Like, yeah, I'm working a minimum wage job and I have a ton of debt, but I'm diamond ELO, bro. Unless your career is actually tied to you playing a video game, like a streamer or a pro gamer or something, the truth is your in-game achievements mean absolutely nothing to anybody in the real world. That's a tough pill to swallow. I know, trust me, I know. The thing is, life doesn't follow a hard and fast set of rules. You can't track your progress very clearly in life. There's no XP bars or progress bars that tell you how well you're doing. And the sad thing is, just putting in a ton of effort doesn't mean that you're going to succeed in life. Whereas in a video game, as long as you keep playing, you will hit that next objective, you will hit that achievement, and it'll tell you exactly how to get there. As long as you put in the hours and are grinding it out in the game, you will see progress. And that's just not always true in life, right? Like, just because you went to school and got a degree doesn't mean that you automatically get a good job, right? It doesn't just unlock some new feature for you just because you finished. If you want something in real life, you got to go out there and get it. And even if you make an effort to go get it, you don't even know if you're getting closer or farther from your goal because there's no feedback telling you. And so when you feel stuck in your life, you can revert back to video games and just escape because it tells you exactly what you have to do. And you can see that when you put in the effort, you get rewarded for it immediately. And in real time, you can see all of your progress. But really what's happening is you are getting a false sense of security and comfort and some sense of control because the video game is helping you cope with the thought of potentially not achieving what you want to achieve in life. Sadly, I experienced this exact thing myself, and I just was committing way too much time into video games, into something that ultimately didn't matter because it was easier and less painful than looking at my own life. Now, this brings me to my next point, which is the fact that video games are just taking up way too much of your time. Anyone who has ever played video games will be able to relate to this experience, but you can log into a game, blink, and 10 hours have passed. The hours just start melting away, and so you start sacrificing in other areas of your life because you only have so much time in a day. So you'll stop sleeping, you'll stop eating, you'll stop exercising, or you'll procrastinate on whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing instead of playing video games. And the thing about video games, at least for me, is they can't be done in moderation. You can't just play one game, right? That's psycho behavior, right? Who plays just one game? You play a game, and if you lose, you gotta play another one because you don't wanna end on a loss. And if you win, you wanna just keep that momentum going. So it just never ends. Not only are you sinking a ton of hours into the game itself, you're probably also losing a ton of time watching other people play the same game on YouTube or Twitch. You know, you only have so many hours in a day, and as much as it hurts to admit it, I think you know deep down that the amount of time you're spending on playing video games would be much better spent on pretty much any other area of your life. You'd be surprised at how much you can get done if you spent the same amount of effort on improving your overall quality of life as you did obsessing over a video game. Now we're getting into some of the real tangible areas where video game addiction is possibly ruining your life. And this first one is one that I've struggled with a lot as well in the past. And that is the fact that it is damaging your relationships. I've seen it so many times, and I've experienced it myself as well, where gamers choose their games over spending time with their partner. It happens all the time. It happened to me, and I bet you do it too. Oh, sorry, babe, the boys are waiting for me and they need a fifth. Oh yeah, babe, I know. I'm just gonna play one more game before I come to bed. If you ever find yourself in an argument with someone about how much time you're spending on video games, then I think you need to take a good hard look at yourself because you are actively destroying one of the best things in your life, if not the best thing in your life, for something that ultimately doesn't matter. There is no video game that is more important than your partner. The boys can run it without you. There is no emergency. Everything's gonna be fine if you don't play that game. Hopefully you realize this before it's too late, because a lot of people don't. This next point is another one that hits close to home for me, and this is how video games are messing with your emotional regulation and turning you into an uglier person. We've all been there. A bunch of losses in a row, you get demoted, your internet's lagging, your team is feeding, and you get tilted. You're not even playing to have fun anymore. You're just angry and miserable. Slamming your keyboard, smashing your screen, flaming people in the lobby, yelling at people in your house. Fuck off, Mom. You become a person that you don't even recognize. I know how it feels. I've been there. I'm not proud of it. It's embarrassing and quite frankly, a little pathetic. A full-grown adult throwing a temper tantrum over a video game. Finally, the last point about how video games ruin your life is through monetization. At the end of the day, video game companies are a business and they need to make money, and they employ the exact same tactics as casinos to get you hooked and keep you hooked so that you keep spending money on things that don't even exist in real life. I personally have spent tens of thousands of dollars on in-game purchases across dozens of games. Loot crates, mystery boxes, skins, emojis, dances, stickers, whatever. All that just so your avatar looks a little bit different. It's ridiculous. They make it so easy for you to buy all these little things with microtransactions just for that little shot of dopamine. And then when you spent all this money, it feels like you have to keep playing, otherwise it's a waste. And then a new skin comes out, there's a new map, there's a new event, and you gotta keep spending more and more and more and more, and then all of a sudden you're broke. Trust me, take it from someone who has spent over 5 figures on stupid in-game purchases that I don't even touch anymore. It's not worth it. Trust me, don't do it. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you. I'm a small creator and it really helps me out if you click that subscribe button down below. So far, we've covered a lot of the different ways that video games are hurting you. And if you've made it this far into the video and you've related to any of them and decided you want to make a change, well then this part is for you. Now, there are a lot of different ways that people deal with addiction, but I can only tell you what's worked for me. And the very first thing, the most important thing you have to do before anything else is uninstall the game or unplug the console. Better yet, sell it. Now, I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but trust me, it is the only way. If you're used to the overstimulation from video games, then doing things in moderation is not an option for you. It wasn't an option for me. I've tried telling myself, oh, I'll only do 1 hour or I'll only play on the weekends, but inevitably, like all addicts, you're going to find an excuse to justify it. Oh, I had a hard day at work. Oh, I haven't played in a long time, so I deserve it. If you have a problem with moderation like me, then there is only all or nothing. And so you have to remove all temptation and get rid of the possibility of ever falling back into your old habits. And trust me, I know it's way easier said than done, just uninstalling a game. But it is the only way, and it is the very first step that you're gonna have to overcome in this long journey of breaking your video game addiction. Even if you've sunk a ton of money into it, even if you've put thousands of hours into that account, you have to let it go. If you're able to make it past that first hurdle, then you're gonna have another challenge, which is boredom. You've just freed up countless hours of your time and you have nothing to fill it with. The thing about addiction is that you have to fill the space that's left from that old vice with something else, something healthier and something that is hopefully not gonna become another addiction for you. I would recommend learning a new skill, like a new instrument or learning to draw, or setting yourself some physical goals for working out, weight loss, whatever it is that you do. What I would not recommend is doing something like reading a book or going for walks, because you're gonna get bored of that very quickly. Your brain has been so fried by these video games, you need to be able to do something that is stimulating, something that you're able to see progress on, that makes a meaningful impact on your life, not just an activity that fills your time. Now, if you're able to stick with this for a while, say a period of 6 months to a year of going completely cold turkey, no more video games, something crazy is gonna happen. You're gonna find that you'll go days, weeks even, without even thinking about the video game. Something that used to consume every single aspect of your consciousness, now you don't even think about anymore. You'll notice that you're happier, you've got more energy, and you don't have brain fog anymore. You'll sleep better, you'll be less bored, less temperamental, and you'll feel happier and more satisfied in the real world. And you'll wonder how the hell you spent so much time on something so trivial. Your dopaminergic system has had time to reset, and so now you feel way better at a baseline level. And now this is when you can start doing the real work of improving your life. Focus on finding a new job, starting a new program, putting yourself out there, being more sociable, just generally feeling better about your own life and your future prospects. The possibilities are endless now that you have all this time you freed up. Rediscovering the world after video games is a beautiful thing, trust me, but it takes a lot of intentional effort to get there. If you've made it this far into the video, at least you're taking the right steps. My advice is to treat it like a video game. You were an expert at a video game, but you were a scrub at real life. And you gotta change that. You gotta put in the hours and grind it out in real life so that you can level up. I know you can do it, and I believe in you, and I promise you that it's worth it. Thanks for listening, and good luck on your journey.